choosing a microservice architecture, picking a framework like XJS, picking a library like React, or using Prisma DB. Those are not what architecture is about. So let's jump in to talk about what is software architecture. According to the Oxford Dictionary, architecture is the art, practice, designing, and constructing building. And the definition of software is the programs and other operating information used by a computer. Let's merge those two together and let's see what we get for software architecture. Architecture can then be reasoned as the art or practice of designing and constructing programs and other operating information used by a computer. Therefore, architecture is everything we do with computer. It's the big high-level decisions. It's the tiniest implementation detail. And for that reason, we programmers are software architects because everybody needs to make decisions about the small pieces, the big pieces. And therefore, architects who don't write code aren't real architects. Let's look at what is good architecture. Good architecture has its use cases. A use case is what the architecture is designed for. Let's look at the physical world. If you have a kitchen and you walk into a kitchen, you know that that room is a kitchen. You don't need to guess, oh, what this is. No, it's a kitchen. The same thing. If you walk into a library, you know it's a library. If you walk into a church, you know it's a church. And the same thing with software. We want the software to scream its use case. We want it to know if we walk into this software, if it's an accounting software, it screams accounting. If you walk into a payroll system, it screams payroll. So good architecture screams of its use case. You know what it's used for, whether in the real world or in the software world. Web systems are not use cases. You have to ask yourself, where is the business value? What are you actually helping the customer get done? Why does your tool exist? If your tool only exists as a UI, well, then it doesn't help you make anything so much better. It's more important that you notice that it's an accounting system over a web system. Because and somebody new comes in, they'll have no idea about the project, especially if it's down the line, you went from using Angular with C# to now using Next.js. You go into the system, you shouldn't care about which web provider you use, because the accounting part of the system should always be working. So even if I want to change the UI or the web system, I shouldn't need to change the entire architecture. The web is, at the end of the day, just a delivery mechanism for the users to be able to interact with your main system. Maybe be better off using a console for interacting with the system. And then you should easily be able to just change that and still be able to use your main system that you already built without needing to reorganize the entire architecture. And when I open the application, it should be easy to see what I should be doing. Sure, there will be changes. There will be different things I need to take into consideration. There will be different things I need to switch around, but those are all fine, because at the end of the day, what matters is what job we're helping the customer to get done. With that, your code should be decoupled from its delivery mechanism. Just as you walk into a kitchen, you can see the intent that this is a kitchen. It's somewhere where we prepare food. I should be able to walk into the code and I should be able to see, oh, this is a kitchen or this is an accounting system. I should be able to see the use case by just walking into it. If I use a Next.js project as an example, I love using Next.js, but it's got all these folder structures. If you don't have any clue about Next.js, you'll be confused. So you have to learn about Next.js. But if your system is built more properly, then you can go into the system and you can see, oh, well, it's a payroll system. You don't need to know too many things. This order hierarchy of folders that you don't need to know. It's all clean. At the end of the day, what matters is what job the customer is trying to get done. Because we're creating all this software, but it's the customer who is the center of the universe. The customer doesn't care how we build it. What they care about is that their job gets done. Our software is revolving in the world, and then it passes our customer's universe. And if our software actually helps the customer pull us into their world, we will be able to help them much better. The customer is the foundation of everything. It's one of Amazon's guiding principles, customer obsession. Everything they do is for the customer. Before we architect anything, we need to understand what is it the customer's goals are. What is the customer actually trying to get done? What do they want to accomplish? And this is what we build our system around. We don't build our system around web system. We don't build it around Next.js. We build it around our customer's goal, what they're trying to accomplish. And then we can plug in Next.js into one. Or some MVC system, or maybe we do the console. That's what we're focusing on. The use cases are the goals of the customer, and use cases are always agnostic of the solution. We're focusing on what the goal is. The goal does not include a solution. Like Henry Ford built the car, and if he would have asked people what they wanted, they would have said they wanted faster horses. So then you can dig a bit deeper. Okay, what is it they actually want to do? They want faster horses. But why? Oh, they want to go from A to B faster. That's what they want. They don't want faster horses. They want to get from A to B faster. That's what they want. So Henry Ford invented a car to help get from A to B faster. And when you understand that, you can understand what pieces you need to add. Maybe you should be doing a phone application. Maybe it's a web application. Maybe it's a console application. Maybe it's just an API. It all depends on the use case of the customer. But this leads us to keep the delivery independent, so you're able to plug in what you need. If you decouple the delivery mechanism, you are able to make it easy to change how people interact with the app without rebuilding the entire system architecture. And in order to do this, you just need to decouple the interaction or the delivery mechanism with the main application. This also makes your life so much easier because you don't need to run your web server when you're testing your application. You can test everything offline without the web server, without the database up and running. You just test it out as is, and it's going to work smoothly. And you'll have so much more fun working and building your system and improving it. So remember this. The architecture is about the use cases, not the frameworks or technologies you're using. It's about the customer. It's about the customer's job that he wants to get done.